Hey friends, welcome back to Ball Homestead. My name is Beverly and I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to make a big yummy pot of chili. This will be made from most of our homegrown ingredients or our beef that we're going to use today is from our local butcher shop. But I'm going to show you different ways that you can make a big pot of chili and make several delicious meals. So stay tuned. All right, for our chili, we're going to use some of our local grass-fed, grass-finished beef from our local butcher shop here. And it's about 2 pound pack. And we're just going to brown that up. It's still a little bit froze. I tried to defrost it a little bit, but it is still a little frozen spots, but that'll be okay. It'll cook up just fine. If you are a deer hunter, you can make deer chili. We do that more times than not. But I just grabbed this. We have quite a few packs of this in the freezer, and I thought, we haven't had just a regular pot of chili in a while. So that's what we're going to do today. It's a cold, nasty little day out there. It's rained all day here in central Arkansas, and Wayne and I have been on a shopping trip for the business. So this morning we were busy running around, and we're back. We got all the animals fed in this nasty rain, and I am working on some laundry and the housework, and we are going to have a pot of chili. If he wants some later, he can have some. If not, this is what we're going to eat on for the rest of the weekend, and he will take for lunches next week. When I make chili, we usually make quite a bit for 2 people. And I will buy all the ingredients to make different things with our chili. And that way it's not the same meal every single time. I am going to season this meat with a little Slap Your Mama's, Wayne's favorite seasoning. And I'm going to put some chopped, dehydrated, a few onions in this. Wayne is not an onion fan, you guys know that, but I do like to season some of our foods with it, and we're going to put some garlic powder in there. Garlic, you can never go wrong. And once this meat's cooked up, we will do the next steps. This week, it has rained all week. Our yard is almost like a sinkhole. You walk and you just fall, the ground just falls in almost from it. The week before it was like freezing cold, and now we've just been pounded with rain, and it is a nasty, soupy mess out there. I feel sorry for the animals, I really do. Some of the poor pigs, in part of their pen, the mud's over their little bellies. They'll just be wading through it, and it looks pitiful, which they have plenty of higher ground to go to, but the low spots are just terrible, terrible. But it has been a kind of a cold rain. We're in the 40s, and I'd rather have that than the freezing ice and snow other people got. But friends, this just makes me look so forward to spring and time to plant vegetables and get that garden going. I look forward to that every year, and we still have a ton of work to do in the garden area, but with the weather, we just have not had, between the weather and the time, we just have not had it right now, and we still have plenty of time, but when it gets pretty, we need to really take serious and get on that garden work. That is the plan anyways. But once we get our meat browned up here, we'll go to our next step in our chili making. All right, our chili is ready for the next step, so we're going to go ahead and do that so that we can make our cornbread. Something Wayne and I really enjoy is make homemade Mexican cornbread with chili. And so I'm going to do that, and then I'll put the leftovers in baggies, and Wayne can take that one day or whatever for his lunch, because we like to mix it up so he can have a different meal every day out of this chili and not just be eating the same old thing. All right, I guess my mic went out on me, but we're going to add a quart of our homegrown tomatoes here. We're just going to get that the top popped off there and get that into our pot of our meat mixture here. Wayne doesn't like a soupy chili, so I cannot use a lot of our homegrown tomatoes because they kind of make a soupy chili, so I can only use one jar. So I did pick up a can of Red Gold, I believe it was, Rotel with 2 times the jalapenos. Anyone that knows that my husband loves heat. So I picked these up specifically for him. Now we're going to add a jar of our home canned kidney beans. I do this, I usually can all of our beans in the wintertime. I've not done that yet this year, but I'm trying to cycle through all of last year's first, and we're getting really close to the end, so it won't be long. We'll be canning beans to do us till next year. That's what I usually do, is can enough beans from one year or one winter to last us till the next winter. Now I just picked up some McCormick chili seasoning. I buy this at Sam's Club in bulk. I'll always just order, if we're getting low, I'll order a couple boxes. I think there's 6 in a box. That way we always have it on hand. We're going to add that to our pot, and we're going to mix all that together. And see, I believe I go ahead and add a can of store-bought large can of diced tomatoes. Yeah, I do, onto that, so that we can bulk this up a little more. We like to have a nice big pot of chili whenever I make chili, because like I said, we'll eat on this for days. There's just so many different things you can do with a good pot of chili, friends. So we're going to get that mixed in there, and we're going to let this chili simmer. And then we will make our cornbread. I just wanted to show you how nice and thick and beautiful this looks. And once it cooks down for a little bit, it'll even look prettier. We're going to let that cook, and we're going to get going on our cornbread. All right, now we're going to start making our cornbread. I always overdo it with the cornbread. I always end up making this enormous pan of cornbread. So I decided to get my smallest cast iron skillet out, and I've got it well oiled over there, and I'm going to put about a 1/2 to 3/4 cup of cornmeal in my bowl. And now I'm going to add about the same amount of self-rising flour. I'm going to put that, I'm just going to kind of guesstimate. I just kind of put it right beside it so I can kind of see the amount and go from there. Next, I'm going to add just a little bit of sugar to this, just to take the bite out of it, the bitterness that the cornbread can sometimes have. I just put just maybe a couple of tablespoons of sugar in there. We don't really like a sweet cornbread, but I do like to put just a tiny bit of sugar in there to take away that bitterness. Next, we are going to put some sour cream and an egg in this mixture. When we make Mexican cornbread, I like to add sour cream to my cornbread, and it always makes it have that buttermilky taste. So we're going to add a couple of heaping tablespoons of sour cream to that. Now we're going to add about a 1/2 can of green chilies. Who doesn't love green chilies? They just are so delicious. Plus, we're making Mexican cornbread here, so we want to add about a 1/2 can of those green chilies. The other half we're going to put in our pot of chili. I ain't going to let it go to waste. So we just add that other half to the pot of chili and stir those in. Now we want to add a little cheese to our Mexican cornbread. Oh, I do add just a little dab of oil. And we're going to get some cheese out and get that grated up. We're going to go ahead and grate a whole block of cheese so we have it for the whole week to put on our chili recipes. I was going to get the food processor out, and I have been cleaning, and I didn't want to dirty up any more than I had to. So I just decided to use the box grater on this and get this cheese grated up. I just go ahead and grate the entire stick of cheese so we have it for the whole week, so we can have it on other things of this chili, because we're going to have different things we can make with the chili, and most every one of them calls, you'd want cheese in it. So we're just going to get that grated up and ready for our recipes, and add a little bit of this to the cornbread. We always like to have a little cheese in our Mexican cornbread. It just makes it so delicious. Now we're going to get that cornbread all mixed up and into our skillet, and we're going to bake that on 350 until it's done. I think it took about 25 minutes to get done. We're going to get that spread out in there and get it in the oven. All right, our chili, I've reduced the temperature to like a between medium and low, because I don't want it to stick on the bottom. And we're just going to let that cook until our cornbread gets done. I'm going to give this a taste though and see if we need to add any more seasonings. And we will go from there. Oh, that's really good. Plenty of salt, plenty of spice. I can taste that on the back of my tongue. I think Wayne will approve. All right, our chili is done. And our little pan of cornbread is done. Look how beautiful that turned out. It's got the cheese and you can see the peppers in it. All right, so we're going to flip this off and we're going to move over here, and I'm going to show you the possibilities that you can do with just a bowl or a pot of chili. All right, friends, we've got our pot of chili here. Doesn't it look wonderful? It's nice and thick, rich chili. We've got our pan of jalapeno cheese cornbread here. We also have that cheese we grated for the topping. Corn chips. We could take these corn chips, this chili, and this cheese and make a Frito pie. We could take these burrito shells here, some of the cheese, some of the chili, and we also have guacamole and sour cream, and we could make a chili cheese burrito. We also have these chips here. We could put a few chips down, put a little chili and cheese on it, and have nachos. We've got crackers if we just want a bowl of chili and crackers. Or we have some brats here. We could do, if you had hot dogs, just chili, cheese, dogs. So these are some simple ways to meal plan for your week. I mean, we took this one pot of chili and we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meals out of it, just out of one pot of chili, and it didn't take much time or much money to pull this together. Thank you for stopping back by our homestead. Please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, friends, goodbye.